Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're doing well. This is Voice It Out Broadcast Network, where we inspire change by helping you bloom beyond boundaries. And today being a Friday, Social Friday, hashtag I have a dream of a better society. I've been honored and privileged to have a guest, and I'm so grateful to have him in my channel. Today, as you can see, we are talking about STIs, and the fact is that the rate at which STIs, that is sexually transmitted diseases, are being spread among young people is alarming and very worrying. So that is why I invited him so that he could shed more light to what this means to us, to individuals, to us as a nation, and tell us more about STIs, something which you do not know about STIs. So with me here is Dr. James Mutegi. He's a doctor here at Chuka University. And thank you so much, Daktari, for honoring the invitation and for, yes, I feel so much humbled and privileged to have you. So maybe you can start by telling us what is your specific specialization?
Viewers, I'm grateful for being invited in this channel to talk about STIs and probably HIV/AIDS. My name is, as we've been told, James Mutegi. The other name is Mungereria. Yeah, I work at the university medical clinic where we treat students and staff for various diseases and conditions. This morning, we're going to talk about STIs. STIs are very common amongst young people, and maybe if we get time, we shall talk about the complications of STIs. Yes.
Thank you so much. So as you have heard, he's well informed about this topic. So I'm very sure and certain that you will learn one or two things. So ensure you stay with us. So don't go far, stay with us and let's learn together. So maybe if we can begin from the basic information, what are STIs?
STIs are sexually transmitted infections. They are sexually transmitted. They are not transmitted through air, but sexually. When two people engage in sex, and there are various forms of sex, there is anal sex, there is oral sex. Those now are the roots where these sexual diseases go through. If it is anal sex or anal sex, it will go through the anal canal. If it is oral sex, it will go through the mouth and cause other complications there. If it is through the vaginal sex, it will just go through that route.
Okay. So what are the most common STIs and what are some of the symptoms?
I'll just mention a few STIs. We have an STI called chlamydia. The causative organism of chlamydia is called chlamydia trachomatis. Those are sometimes and comes to to pronounce, but it's a condition. It's a disease.
Yes.
We have another one called genital herpes. Genital herpes affect the genitalia area. We have gonorrhea. HIV/AIDS is also a condition because it is transmitted sexually.
Yes.
We have HPV, human papillomavirus, the main cause of cancer of cervix. We have pubic hair. It's not pubic hair rather. It is pubic lice. In other terms, pendiculosis pubis. It affects the pubic area. Ni kama chawa, ni chawa tu. Ni chawa kidogo, inashika kabisa.
Okay.
Hapo kwa genital area. You have syphilis. We have Trichomonas vaginalis. There's another one called chancroid. This chancroid, mtu anakuwa na vidonda in the genital area. We have hepatitis B. Hepatitis B is also transmitted sexually. There is another one called, I don't know whether I've mentioned about candidiasis.
No, you've not.
Candidiasis is also there.
Yes.
Now, another one called granuloma venereum. This one ni mtu anakuwa na vidonda in genital area. It's very common in West Africa, this one.
Okay.
And I'll mention the most common. The most common we see here ni candidiasis, na gonorrhea, na chlamydia, na another one called non-specific urethritis. It is called non-specific urethritis because it is not chlamydia, it is not gonorrhea, but it is in between. And it is very handy to treat. It is resistant to many antibiotics. I think those are some of the sexually transmitted diseases that I've mentioned.
What are some of the symptoms?
Some of the symptoms, one of them is, we call it dysuria. Dysuria is pain when passing urine. Especially somebody with gonorrhea, there is a lot of pain. Kama ni mwanaume na amepatwa na gonorrhea, after 3 days, symptoms start now showing up. And one of them ni hiyo nimesema, pain when passing urine. Unasikia mtu tu ni kama anaimba kwa choo. Na ni pain, a lot of pain, burning pain. Nasikia kama hiyo urethra inachomeka. There is discharge through the urethra, and mostly kama ni gonorrhea you see yellow discharge, thick yellow discharge through the urethra. Utakuta that is from both male and female, because hata female wako na urethra.
Yeah.
So discharge itatoka kwa urethra a female, na pia there's a lot of pain from male and female. There is a lot of thick discharge through the vaginal canal, yellow discharge. If it is candidiasis, it will be white discharge, or cream discharge, thick. Inakaa kama maziwa imeganda, and it is full smelly, it is smelly. Iko na harufu mbaya, inanuka kama samaki ameoza. That is smell. Na there is a lot of itch effect. Mtu ana feel kujikuna around the valve area, and generally in the vagina. Mtu atasikia kujikuna. Na you can experience, a female can experience lower back pain, especially when it has gone to the uterus. The infection goes to the uterus, ikifika kwa uterus na kwa hips, ndio inaitwa PID, pelvic inflammatory disease. When it reaches that point, the woman feels very sick. Anashindwa na kutembea, anatembea kama as if she is very young, hata kama ni young girl. Anafeel kama atachukua mti mkongojo atembee nao, because she cannot be able to stand because of pain around the hip area, and there is a lot of discharge. Akipita tu hapo karibu na wewe, you feel that person ananuka. Wakati huo ndio inaitwa PID.
Okay.
So those are some of the symptoms. But if it is a pubic lice, mtu anasikia kujikuna kwa genital area, and it's very disturbing. Wakati uko na wageni ama wakati uko na watu, unajikuna kuna tu, you cannot prevent it. Unasikia mkono unakimbia huko, lazima unjikune, because it's very very disturbing. Na kwa mwanaume, if it is najua candidiasis kwa mwanaume inaitwa balanitis.
Okay.
And the symptoms are not as pronounced as in female. Kwa hivyo mwanaume anakaa nayo, anasambaza tu, anasikia some little itch at the tip of his penis. Na anaweza kuona kanichanji kidogo tu, all sometimes hakuna. Hiyo ni candidiasis ya mwanaume, na wakati huo anasambaza. But kwa mwanamke candidiasis ni discharge ile nilisema ya whitish. So those are some of the symptoms. Kuna low abdominal pain.
Yes.
Kuhisi uchungu pande ya chini ya tumbo. There is frequency of menstruation. Kukojoa mara nyingi. Naona mtu anakimbia kwa choo, after 15 minutes anakimbia tena. The reason is that the bladder is inflamed. Bladder si ndio inaweka mkojo. Yes. The bladder is inflamed in a way that it cannot be able to hold urine because of the infection. Sometimes you can see genital ulcers, vidonda kwa genitalia. If it is this disease tulikuwa tunasema inaitwa herpes genitalis, utakuta blisters sinakaa kama mtu amechomeka. Where the pubic area is, around that area, there are those blisters. Now they are very painful. So I think I've mentioned the most common signs and symptoms for STIs for male and female. Yes.
Okay. So do these diseases have stages, and at what point should a patient or a victim go to the hospital for checkup?
One, when the first symptoms appear, and if one knows that he had an encounter, sexual encounter, whereby he or she did not use a condom, you feel that you've got a frequency of passing urine, mara kwa mara. Una feel there is itch in the genitalia. There is pain in passing urine. Go to the hospital immediately.
Okay. Do they have stages like the way HIV has stages?
Most of them do not have stages. Ile inakuanga na stages ni syphilis. And I don't want to talk more on syphilis because syphilis is there, but it's not very common. We have tested so many syphilis here, and we have not got any. But other conditions, other diseases are there. Okay. Stages kama gonorrhea, haina stages. Gonorrhea in a man, the third day, mtu tayari amejua akona ugonjwa. For a female, it can even be 7 to 14 days before anjue. So changes ni complications ndio zinakuja if somebody has that disease for a long time, and the complications, I'll talk about them if time allows.
Maybe you can just tell us.
One, if it is gonorrhea, it has very bad complications. I talked about the infection going to the spreading to the uterus. It will spread to the uterus and even to the fallopian tube. The tube that where the eggs or the ova passes, or where it is fertilized. Yes. Because of the infection, the tube will be inflamed and it will be blocked. Itashikana. So the ova cannot pass through there again. Itakuwa inapotelea huko tu. It cannot be fertilized. Na huyo mtu sasa amekuwa mbele. Hataweza kuzaa mtoto. Anaweza aende kwa hospitali afanyiwe operation so that the complications can be rectified. Even a man, you can see a condition called urethral stricture. Urethral stricture is a condition whereby the urethra of a man inashikana. It is inflamed na inashikana. Ikishikana, the urine cannot be able to pass. That person will suffer a lot. Naweza kusikia mwanaume analia kwa sababu ako na mkonjo na itoki, bulana imenjaa na hakuna mahali ya kupitia. The other complication is that the tubes where sperms pass through can be blocked, whereby the man will not be able to pass sperms for fertilization. Anaweza kuwa anatoa ejaculation. You know, ejaculation is not sperms. Sperms are in ejaculation. So, if the sperms are blocked, because sperms zinakaa kwa testes, na ejaculation inatoka kwa seminal-vesicles na prostate gland. They join there wakati zinaenda for fertilization. Now, the testes where the sperms pass through are blocked. So ejaculation inatoka peke yake without sperms. Ni kama unapika githeri na uweki maharagwe na mahindi. Hiyo githeri itakuwa githeri kweli? Haitakuwa githeri. So mwanaume atakuwa akisema yeye hana shida, bibi yake ndiye ako na shida. Kuenda kupimwa kuna sperms. They were blocked during the infection. So those are some of the complications, and some of them are very serious complications. Hizo zingine, if the uterus is completely infected, unajua baadaye it will be removed. Inaweza kuwa removed because it is completely destroyed by the infection.
Can it reach a point where the patient will end up dying because of these complications?
If it is syphilis, if it goes to the third stage, the patient may go insane. Inaitwa general paralysis of insane as a result of syphilis. The other thing is that I would say is that it's not easy for patient to die because of STI, but I'm tending to think if it is oral sex na mtu amepatwa na gonorrhea, gonorrhea of larynx, you know laryngitis, larynx larynx ni hapa tu kwa koo, bacteria are there, probably it is this called super gonorrhea iko hapo na inateremka kwa lungs. Inateremka kwa lungs. When it goes to the lungs, it can cause pneumonia. If it causes pneumonia na imekuwa resistant to antibiotic, don't you think that person can die? That person will definitely die as a result of pneumonia ambayo ni ya gonorrhea, gonococcal pneumonia. It can be called that.
Okay.
But that one is not very common, but it's something that can happen. And we've got some people who experience gonorrhea of larynx ama gonorrhea the throat, kwa sababu imewekwa huko because of oral sex.
Okay.
Yes.
What are some of the prevention measures of STIs?
Prevention measures are 4 C's. One of them is compliance. Hiyo ingine ni compliance ni when one is treated, anakunywa dawa vile ameambiwa na daktari. If it's 5 days, anakunywa dawa zinaisha. The other one is condom use. Use condom and it will prevent the infection. The other one is contact tracing. Contact tracing, whereby the person who is your partner is also treated and treated properly. The other one is counseling. Those people must be counseled, especially on the reduction of sexual partners. If somebody has 5 partners, sexual partners, it's advisable that the person he may not be able to drop them immediately, but to reduce them to 2 or to reduce them to 3. After sometimes he reduce them to 1 and back in 1, and then that person should be faithful to each. They should be faithful to each other. Yeah.
Okay. So are all STIs treatable?
Yes and no. I'm saying yes and no because yes, most of the STIs are treatable, except genital herpes. Genital herpes is only managed. Once that virus enters a person, it will never die. Anakaa nayo, it keeps on relapsing until that person will die. But he may not die because of that. Sometimes when the immunity is low, cause blisters, cause a lot of disturbance. After some time, it disappears. Then it appears again when the immunity is low. That virus inakaa na huyo mtu. And disease like HIV, HIV is not, it will not go away, but it is managed by antiretroviral drugs. But most of the other STIs are treatable, except now that we've got a challenge with this one called supergonorrhea. Supergonorrhea is not a new disease, but it's a gonorrhea that we can say gonorrhea redundant. It's a gonorrhea which has imezoea tu dawa, the common antibiotics, and it can no longer be cured by the drugs that we used to use before. Itabidi utumie dawa zingine nyingi, na probably it can be even be very expensive.
Okay.
Yes.
When a patient comes to you, how do you approach discussing STI and protection with the patient?
Actually, when a patient comes to the hospital,
yes,
nobody knows where that patient is sick. The patient will come to the room, you welcome the patient, then you encourage the patient to talk.
Yes.
Unamuuliza, can I help you? Nakwambia daktari, nimekuwa na shinda hii na hii na hii. Then you as a clinician now, or you as a doctor, it is now your duty to probe more, to know more from this patient. because some of them are not free to talk about STI. Because you are trained, you'll be able now to get all the information that is necessary to be able to help this patient. If you encourage him or her to talk, they'll tell you everything. And when they tell you everything, you give the best treatment for this patient.
What are some of the resources and support you offer to STI patients?
One of them, one support is encouraging them to come with a partner if it is possible. The other support is that ensuring this patient that what you are talking about or the discussion between you and him or her, it will not be heard from any other source. It will just be between you and that person. Ukimwambia hivyo, that patient will be comfortable and it will tell you, he or she will tell you everything.
Yeah.
The other support we usually do is demonstration of condom use, because we realized that there are very many people who do not know the proper use of condom. And if they do not know the proper use of condom, they will just be infected na bado wanatumia condom. So we do condom demonstration and we give them supplies of condoms. We ensure that they have the condoms. For example, for the last few months, we had severe shortage of condoms all over the country. And it took us a lot of effort to get condoms from some of the dispensaries around where condoms are not used much. So we got them from there. Now, at the moment, we've got a good supply of condoms. So young people should not worry. We could use condoms to prevent these infections. They are not good.
Okay. How do you stay updated on new developments in STI research and treatment?
Internet, we attend the seminars and the CMEs. We do exchange of ideas with other colleagues from government hospitals, from mission hospitals, all over the country. And even abroad, we got some friends who work abroad, and we just exchange ideas. Yes.
So, what are some of the measures that the government is putting in place to curb this supergonorrhea?
Actually, we do not have a very new method of disease prevention other than what has been there. And one of them I told you is counseling, compliance, condom use, and the contact tracing. If that one is done, I don't think that diseases will spread, because except that the super gonorrhea is not responding to common antibiotics, gonorrhea has been there, and it is the same method of transmission. So if it is the same method of transmission, it is the same method that will be used for prevention. But the government should now look for other drugs, should make drugs available for this disease, because if it continues spreading, it will bring so many complications. And remember, although I did not talk about this, One of the complications that we see on gonorrhea is that if a woman goes to give birth and she has gonorrhea, she will give birth to a baby. Now, after the release, the baby will be having gonorrhea of eyes. You see a lot of yellow discharge from the eyes. And so it's also a complication. And the prevention of gonorrhea should be done the same way we prevent HIV, the same way we prevent other sexually transmitted infections.
Okay. What do you think are some of the reasons why STIs are more common among youth?
Yes, STIs are common among youth. One,
Yes.
some of the youth are doing sex orientation for the first time. They are experimenting. That is one. Number two, youths are sexually active. They are very sexually active. The other one is that they are looking for partners. They are looking for future partners. When they are looking for future partners, they are pairing up. That is when they get the infection. The other one is that there are so many youth activities, especially the discourse, the weddings. Weddings, most of them is a youth.
Yeah.
After the weddings, you see them pairing up. The other one is that there are so many youths now in universities and the colleges. Yes. When the youths are now not with their parents, they are free. They want to exercise their freedom. Yeah. And the parents are not there. They want to try this. So in the process, they get infected. The other one is economic crisis. Yes. There is a lot of economic problems. You can see a student is in college or university, now she has no pocket money. When she has no pocket money, either she look for a partner to pay her up. And that partner, because he is from a rich family, he has other partners, sexual partners. So in the process, infections is in a spread. Yeah. Here in Guinea, this youth will even look for an old man who has maybe 4 wives, and they are scattered all over the country, especially politicians. They are scattered all over the country, and they move a lot. Because they move a lot of meetings during the campaigns. You know, during the campaigns, the youths are used mostly. So, because of those activities, campaign activities, na kumekuwa usiku, na anataka kwenda nyumbani, anaambiwa si ulale hapa, utaenda kesho. Now STI inaingia hapo. I think I've mentioned quite many.
Yeah. Here in the Rakanithi County, what is the current status, and what would you say which gender is the most affected by STI?
I've not done any research, but I'll talk about here.
Okay. Yes.
This university.
Yes.
STIs are very common. Very, very common. There is not even a single day that I do not treat more than 5 STIs. And I'm not the only clinician. So utaweza kukuta out of 100 patients, 100 patients treated, 20 are STIs, various STIs. So they are very common here in this university. Because I've not done any research, I will not say the most gender affected, but both men and women are affected by STIs, but we manage them.
Okay. Yeah. What are some of the impacts that STI bring to individual lives and the public health at large?
To individual life,
yes,
One of them is discourage. I'm saying discourage because if it is like PID, what I talked about, and disease that will make a woman stink because of that discharge that is continuous. Self-esteem will go down.
Yes.
And a lot of discourage. Economically, this person may not be able to say is a person who is who has a family, may not be able to go to the farm to do farm activities kwa sababu ya mgongo, especially lower back pain. Hiyo ingine ni ya kwamba atakosa kuenda hata kwa kanisa because she is married. Akikaa mahali watu wanatoka wanaenda, and even flies may start following that person. Hizi za blue nazinjua sinafuatanga mahali hakuna harufu mzuri. The other one is you talk about economic. Yes, mtu ataweza kuenda kwa shamba. Person may not be able to go to work. Yes. Because that person is sick. It's a menace to public health because if many students, for example, in this Chuka University family, students wako wagonjwa wengi, wako na STIs, they will not be able to go to class. They will not be able to do the activities. Hata assignment tu ataweza kufanya because most of the time ako kwa hospitali. Now to public health, it is a menace to the community because we are also part of this community. Yes. And we interact with the community. Yeah. If we interact with the community, and young men who are not in school or of this community interact with those people that are affected, the whole community will be affected. Utakuta watu wengi hata even in the community there wako na hiyo ugonjwa na imetoka hapa. You may find that even because this is a very big community, even the Rakanidi community imekuwa affected a lot because of STIs. Na source inaweza kuwa wapi? You remember wakati wa corona, watu walikuwa naogopa hapa sana because of the population. Okay, if you are from Chuka University, ulikuwa unaogopa kwa sababu inaonekana Chuka University here iko na communities, Kenyan communities. It is all Kenyan communities are represented. Yeah. Wengine wanatoka karibu Tanzania na ni Kenya. So wanaogopa. So likewise, if watu wengi sana wako na STI hapa, it will spread kwa communities zile ziko around and maybe even to the entire county.
Yeah. Yes. So as we conclude, what will be your final remarks, a message to young people in regards to this topic?
What I want to tell young people is that one, they should stop group sex. Group sex. Group sex I hear is whereby they go to one room, maybe five ladies and 5 young men. They do sex round. Kila mtu ana taste mwingine. That one can be a bushfire because if one of them akona super gonorrhea, wote watapata. Yes. The other one is that condoms are available here, especially for watu wa this university. Condoms are available. Let them come for condom so that they may use them and they may use them correctly. The other one is that have one sexual partner. One sexual partner who should be faithful to you. Igine is that if you get infected and you are given medicine, maliza hizo ndawa, complete the medicine and advise your sexual partner also to get treated, na malize na kila mtu amaliza ndawa zake, and go for counseling, go for HIV testing, and if you are sexually active and you know you have more than one partner, hata kama ni one partner, go for HIV testing. Nimesema about condom use.
Yes.
Condoms should be used correctly and consistently. You know what we have realized that is that mtu anatumia condom wakati wako wageni. If you are a new partner, that time you use condom. The second encounter with that person, mtayari mumezoeana, may not even use a condom, si ni mtu ni wako. Na kwa sababu you are not even tested HIV, that person could be HIV positive, ama anaweza kuwa na infection ya sexually transmitted. Then contact treatment. Watu wale wote mumelala nao na umekuwa mgonjwa, the best thing is that tell that person, please, ninasikia discomfort, could we be infected? Let us go for treatment. Na uambie huyo mwingine, kama ulikuwa na wawili ama na watatu, waambie wote, kwa sababu hawajuani. Utaambia mtu individually to get treated individually.
Yes.
As when you are together, you are two of you together in that room. Sindio?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Daktari. Thank you so much for your time and for your advice. I hope you've gotten one or two things. What I would advise you is that prevention is better than cure. So don't wait until you have been infected so that you can go for the cure, but you can prevent it. So yeah, either way, if you are infected, come to the hospital, you'll be taken care of. Sindio, Daktari?
Yes, yes.
So thank you so much for watching, and also thank you once again for your time. Mungu akubariki sana.
Sana. Barikiwe pia.
Okay. So we will end it here, guys. Remember to subscribe if you've not. Please like, comment, and share. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. This is Voice It Out Broadcast Network, where we inspire change by helping you bloom beyond boundaries. And my name is Wangere Njiri. I have been with Dr. James Mutegi from Chuka University, and we will meet next week on our next videos. Goodbye.